Flip the quarterbacks. Jayden Daniels is a Patriot. Drake Maye is a Commander. Where are those two teams right now?
My question would be, would you turn it over to Drake Maye from day one?
Yeah. Yeah, no. So if Drake Maye was in Washington, they started in week 1 the way they did Jayden Daniels.
He probably has a better OTA and a better offseason than what he had. He was too complacent with being a number 2 guy. That's what bugged the staff here. If you turned it over to him and give it to him from day one, I think it'd be pretty similar. I think Daniels is a little more dynamic. Throws hard. I think he processes a little bit. Now, I don't want to say that because like Drake processes things pretty good too. Seems like Daniels protects the ball just a little bit better.
I can't get over something you just said.
What?
The staff was bugged by Drake Maye accepting the number 2 QB role?
Well, that's what Mayo said. Mayo said that. Like we want him to embrace it. We want him to go after it. Yeah, this was going on before he started to compete better at the end of camp. Yeah, Mayo said that.
Huh.
That was public.
Yeah, I know, but when you say it, it feels like you have a better understanding of it than most people.
Remember when the defensive coaches are like, "Wow, this kid's pretty freaking good."
Yeah, I also remember the offensive coordinator not giving the kid reps in training camp, which was
better to sit.
That was really helpful trying to get him to be the number 1 guy. I just think that right there, what you're describing, is the problem and the difference between Washington and New England this year. And that is they drafted the kid too and said, "You're our guy. You are the guy."
Yeah.
Whereas the Patriots said, "Oh, we like you a lot, but Jacoby Brissett is the starter." Maybe Drake Maye would have taken more ownership of it if you drafted him and said, "You are our guy.
Right.
You are the guy. Let's go. It's time to play football." Because as we learned, one of the biggest mistakes of this coaching staff was not starting Drake Maye until they started him against Houston
Texans.
That was dumb. That was a terrible plan. That's not a plan. They lied through their teeth telling you it was the plan. They're full of crap. Yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but people in football, they all lie frequently. They're all liars. It's what they do. It's part of the gig.
True.
Sports fibs.
Yeah.
They don't tell the truth. They didn't have a good plan. They blew up whatever that plan was, and they should have started him from day one. They should have developed him from day one, and they didn't. And so if you flip these two quarterbacks, I think you flip what they did with each one. These teams are in exactly the same spot today. Drake Maye is playing in the NFC title game for the Washington Commanders. You know why? Because they would have treated him like the starter.
A real plan.
They had a real offensive coordinator, and it's all about the support. If you believe in Drake Maye's ability, you know that he can match what it is that Jayden Daniels has done, who's been awesome. I don't want to sound like I'm taking anything away from Jayden Daniels.
No.
But if Jayden Daniels got screwed over in New England the same way Drake Maye did this year, I bet he's 1-9 too. He's not throwing at Terry McLaurin. He's trying to get it to Jalen Polk. Guess what? I don't think Jayden Daniels is going to look all that good.
You got to be out there first.
They're not going to let Jayden Daniels have reps in training camp. Well, that's kind of dumb. Yeah, it is. But that's what the Patriots were doing.
That was the plan.
That was our plan. And we blew up and started him against the Texans. And they were going to have him in here trying to throw passes to Polk.
You were afraid to play him because you knew your line was...
And KJ Osborne. Let's try and get that ball to KJ Osborne. Yeah. Something tells me these guys would be in the same positions they're in now. If you flip them, the teams would be in the same spots. The quarterback is not a cure-all. You got to support him. You got to put pieces around him. You got to have good coaching. These are, to me, the two most talented guys in this draft. You know who should really feel stupid today? The Chicago Bears.
Yeah,
you morons.
I agree.
You idiots.
I agree. Both franchise quarterbacks. New England's in the same spot if Jayden Daniels is here. Washington's a playoff team, but they drop one of these two games because I'm with Zoe, the turnovers. Jayden Daniels doesn't turn the ball over. You know, I think that's led to these two wins.
He's not even close to turning it over.
It's crazy.
Like, you don't see deflections. Like, the ball's there. It's accurate. It's always on time.
The Patriots, to me, fostered an environment this year where they were just taking gambles. Now, the turnovers where he fumbled the ball are inexcusable.
Yeah.
But the picks, to me, you fostered the environment where it's like, well, the season's lost. The hell with it. Sling that thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's a difference between a winning team and a losing team. And if you're winning games, I don't think that's happening as frequently. The thing where he fumbles is ridiculous, by the way. It's the one real flaw.
Yeah, you had the offensive coordinator saying with 6 games left, like, well, if we were really in the playoff, I would probably run it more.
Yeah, well, the complacency
right,
was
it's just a losing environment.
You're telling your team, like, you have no chance.
Yep.
They fostered an environment of losing on this team.
They didn't know what they were doing. Everybody's new. Never worked with each other. Don't waste another year. You got to nail the staff and you got to nail the picks.
Well, they took a really good, positive step forward last week. Right?
Yeah.
They have a coach that will never foster an environment of losing.
Yeah.
It is a guy that will root out the entitlement. He told you that on day one. This is a great step for them. It's the right thing for them that they got an experienced head coach and a real guy who knows what winning teams look like and what they need to have. And so I love that, but I don't know if it's enough. The same way I said all year, Drake Maye is awesome, and I love him, and it's great, and there's hope. There's something to cling to. I think Mike Vrabel is more of that same thing. You're clinging to hope, but it's not the entire package. Coach and quarterback can't fix it all. It's the two biggest pieces every Sunday that you want, right? Coach and quarterback, coach and quarterback. We lived that for 20 years. You always had the better coach and better quarterback, but they didn't do it alone.
No.
They couldn't do it alone. You've still got to build out a really good roster and have that coach and quarterback elevate them from being an 8-win team to an 11 or a 12-win team, to elevate them from being a playoff team to being a Super Bowl champion. That's where the coach and quarterback can come in and elevate you. When you do all those other things correctly. And I look at the Commanders and say, well, you guys definitely have a recipe here. And if you lose Cliff Kingsbury, that one's going to sting. Because that's a big part of what they're doing right. Big part of it.
Yep. They were good out of the gate too. Like they came out flying from day one, and he was putting up big numbers first 3 games. And never settled down. Not having the big turnovers, it's huge for them. He protects the ball. He does a good job at it, and I think that's the experience. Played more games in college. Drake will get there.
And this year will be so much better from a support of the quarterback standpoint.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that anymore. We don't have to worry about an offense coordinator practically benching the star young quarterback in training camp. That was such a brilliant move by the Patriots, wasn't it? That was really great. Not revisionist history, by the way.
No.
I'm the only guy who wanted to yell about that every day and be angry about it every day. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's been very angry for. I've been angry for a long time.
Angry
this team
week
makes me angry.
Well, go back to that first preseason game, too. What did he get? Like 6 snaps in that first preseason game?
7.
7?
Sorry, I got
Technically
upset.
7. Yeah.
I got upset about it.
Heart rate spiking over there?
I just want them to do something right. I just want them to start doing things right. And Drake Maye is doing the right thing, and Mike Vrabel, that hiring is the right thing. I just want to see a football game or a training camp or something where you're like, oh, thank God, they're doing something right again.
You'll see training camp will be great.
It's been Patricia and Judge running the offense in training camp, and then what they did wrong this training camp, and it's like, oh, we just need something good. We just need something good happening on the field to feel good about your team again. I need some of this to translate to Sundays. You're watching all these other teams thinking to yourself, we drafted a quarterback. Why can't we do good things? Why can't we be more like the Commanders? I never thought I'd say that in my lifetime.
I know.
Why can't the Patriots be more like Washington?
Rock bottom right there.
What are you smoking? And here we are.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.